And now we're seeing the children. Okay, again, the children who we were never meant to see. This is why we had to flee in the dead of night on Tyler Perry's private jet, which, by the way, Meghan, in her bonus episode of her podcast with Beyonce's mom, Tina Knowles, you and I discussed that plenty, so we won't revisit it here. But they two have a little, those two have a little sidebar where they're like, you know what makes a day better? Tyler Perry and like his jet, just saying, isn't he the greatest thing? They're muling to each other, isn't it? As Meghan mules, she's a muler. She's a
Yeah.
muler. And so now we're seeing the faces. We're beginning to see more of the faces. Like they're still somewhat obscured, but she posted a photo the other day of Lily, Meghan, of course, cradling. Meghan's the real star, but we're seeing a good 3/4 of her face. And Harry with one of the babies as an infant. I thought that the children were utterly off limits, utterly, utterly, completely off limits. But now, Kinsey, why? Why?
Oh, because she's got to sell her brand because nobody believes that she's this wholesome Betty homemaker that's got cookies baking in the oven for the kids when they race home from school, so desperate to be with her because she's mommy of the year. I think it's all about selling, 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 and pushing her agenda, which is become being the same girl that she writes about as an 11-year-old. It's not just women all over the world that are fighting greasy pots and pans. That made a little 11-year-old Meghan so mad, according to Meghan. She always negates to mention that this is a school project, that she writes Procter and Gamble, and Procter and Gamble changes their commercial for her. Then it's people all over the world, not women. And now Meghan is stuck in a kitchen, and we're not buying it. We're not buying that she's this. And so she's like, oh, somebody grab me a kid I could throw on my hip. No, she's, yanking it away from the nanny to say, no, I need this for the picture.
Right. These art directed photos. I mean, these are photos that are like art directed within an inch of their lives,
Yeah.
these black and white, not like it's almost like they're sort of rebranding as Kennedy-esque, these nautical photos. We're on boats, we're barefoot, we're on islands, and I just think that she's, there's also a theory that she dropped that twerking video to seem much more relatable and down to earth, in part because Brooke Shields has gone viral for her, like they were having a conversation at South by Southwest, like a moderated panel or whatever. And Meghan once again launched into this intolerable, insufferable origin story. We all know it, Meghan. We all know it. And as Kinsey just said, it wasn't an auto-generated spark of genius by you, the burgeoning rebel feminist. This was a class assignment. The whole class wrote to Procter and Gamble, okay? And anyway, on and on she goes, and she's losing the audience. And Brooke Shields pipes up and says, hey, you know what's funny? When I was 11, I was playing a prostitute, and the whole crowd laughs. Finally, like the air has been punctured in that bubble. And there's a theory that that's why Meghan wants to seem, down to earth, relatable. She can have fun. She's a fun girl.
Yeah, well, let's not forget that yesterday at the same time, the story dropped that Prince Harry's court costs could potentially cost taxpayers like millions of dollars. So I also wonder sometimes if they're trying to distract from that. That is going to anger UK taxpayers, that every time Prince Harry has a hissy fit, has a conniption, that it costs them money. They're going to continue to reject him and his family. And to that point too, stop telling us that your family's in jeopardy and you're afraid somebody's going to throw acid on your wife's face, and allow us into the delivery room.
Don't give people ideas. If you really are that afraid, don't give people ideas, you fucking moron. These two are such losers.